the end, or is it? So is this the one that you need to do to get the true ending
No,
then?
it isn't.
No.
It isn't.
Nope.
That's a completely different ending.
Well, we'll have to go back and try again.
Woo! Should I get a brown, spotted, or white chicken?
Spotted.
Shall we name it? Oh my god, it randomized the name June. Its name is June now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, incredible.
June the chicken.
June the chicken.
Huh, and there was another way I could have gotten onto this ending. Interesting.
A lot of the endings have multiple ways you can get to it. And you won't be sure how until you do it.
Yeah.
I see.
So like if you at that first junction up top, where that one, if you go the other way, no, not the next one.
Yeah.
If you go the other way and you get to the next part, you can still get the same ending that you got before, but like it goes through a different like route.
Mm-hmm.
So
I see.
it's
Yeah.
real complicated sometimes.
Yeah, it's up to you what you want to do next.
I would suggest still starting because the one on the right, the
Yeah.
question marks on the right, you can only do that and get the submarine ending, I believe.
Yeah,
So-
looks like it.
Yep.
I would recommend getting those done just to see them.
Sub-ending 2.
Every ending with Junpei is a sub ending.
That's what I.
true.
Yeah.
But
That was
That's what I
Newt's
said
joke.
in the,
I viciously stole Newt's joke.
okay, so menu
Okay.
flowchart.
Hello, chart. I'm gonna go say hi to my
And-
chicken. I'm gonna go say hi to my chicken.
June.
Okay,
Chicken.
it's like okay, here we go. Blah 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 blah. So for this one, we would do door 7.
I think I'm gonna go with door 7.
Okay, 7 it is.
Yeah.
All right then. That means June's got to go through 8.
What? Why?
What?
Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain.
The 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind. There are only 3 ways we can do it.
Plan
And 3,
A.
5, and 8
Yep.
go through 7, and 4, 6, and 7 go through 8.
Plan
4,
B.
5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
Plan C.
4, 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8. There are no other combinations. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now?
As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up at the corners of her eyes.
Oh no. You're
Don't
saying
forget, you can also
you aren't going
skip
to see each
shit
other again
Yeah.
for a
if we've
long
already
time.
seen it.
I'm trying to. It was like
It's probably because there's a slight variation.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Junpei
Yeah.
felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face, but he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June, he was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, steeled his resolve, and did his
Hey,
best to
come
smile.
on. You're making it
Lose
sound
her,
like
huh?
we're never gonna see each other again.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we
so
go.
I sure hope you don't get like stabbed at the end of this route or something. That would be really, really sad.
Yeah.
Imagine if I was the last thing you ever saw again.
Put me here again. Hang on.
Wait, did we go to the right one?
Yeah,
Oh, we went to the
no.
wrong room.
It.
What?
You were
I
supposed to pick 3.
well, no,
Okay.
because that one had already been done. I had already done it before, hadn't I?
No.
No. That's the one with the meat. the the meat
3
that
is
used
the
to
shower
be.
room.
Yeah, and we have not gone through the shower room.
Hang on.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
But like, it had been marked as. You see,
That's
they're all
weird.
marked now.
Okay,
That's weird. Okay. Well,
well-
try it anyway.
yeah, I think you have to like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Santa's like, you can't
There's
go
like a-
through door 3, idiot.
I think there's still like a choice at the end of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Take the risk and choose door 3. Okay,
Sorry,
there we go.
Santa, but I still want to go through door 3.
What?
Oh, is
That's
it because?
nuts.
Oh,
You've
I
gotta
think
be
I know
crazy.
why. It's because we can't leave only one person behind unless we only go through 7 and 8. If we
Yeah.
go through 3, we have to leave more than one person behind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why the hell are you so obsessed with that door?
I'm just.
Junpei paused. I'm just exploring all the options, dude. He swallowed the words he'd been about to say.
I'm just curious about door 3. That's all.
That doesn't explain shit.
I've got a reason. I'd be happy to explain it to you if you'll just come with me.
With that, he began walking toward the door. Their curiosity likely getting the better of them, the others followed. A few of them looked a little suspicious, but Junpei told himself that wouldn't matter. He
Oh,
kept
dear.
walking and kept silent. Eventually, they arrived at the number 3 door.
I know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Junpei stopped.
I'm curious about the red. 7, would you mind authenticating for me? Please, just do it.
It
Worked.
Oh, I hate him.
He stared at
God.
This is
Junpei.
the only time where Junpei has a brain cell. Is when he's sneaky like this.
Pinned into the corner of his mind, and he had an idea.
He stared at Junpei for a moment, then grunted and laid his palm heavily on the scanner.
Happy?
Yeah, thanks. The number 7 has been entered into the red. Next is June. Please touch the red just like 7 did.
What are you trying to figure out?
Ah, yeah, I think.
Junpei thought about his answer for a moment.
I think I might have found another way out.
What?
Really?
Oh,
That got them excited, just as Junpei had intended.
Now, please, June.
Oh, okay.
7 plus 6 equals 13. 1 plus 3 equals 4. With those 2 numbers in the red, Junpei had what he wanted. He casually placed his own hand on the scanner, and the 3rd asterisk blinked on.
Junpei, I hate you.
4 plus 5 equals 9.
All right, the only people who haven't authenticated now are Santa, Clover, and Lotus.
So, what's your point?
You don't get it. Think about it.
Huh?
What's the sum of your number and Clover's?
12.
And what's the digital root of that?
3.
Which is Santa's number. By the way, Lotus, what's the number that's currently in the red?
7 plus 6 plus 5 equals 18. It would be 9, right?
Yes, and what will the digital root be if you add 3 to that?
3. The door's number.
There you go.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell are you up to?
I'm not up to anything. I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
I'm waiting for the balance to shift. Santa, or Lotus and Clover, once one of you moves, the others won't have a choice, so I'm waiting.
Junpei laid his hand
Good
almost casually
God.
on the lever.
You son of a bitch! You tricked us! And all that stuff you were going on about is all bullshit!
Bullshit. Huh. I don't think so. Didn't I tell you I'd figured out another way to get out of here? This is it.
Why the hell would you do something like this?
Junpei glanced at June.
Jumpy.
You did this just so you could go through the same door as June. That's
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Santa was furious. His face was red and flecks of spit flew from his lips as he spoke. Junpei closed his eyes calmly and then opened them again.
So, who's it going to be? Santa? Or Lotus and Clover?
Shit!
Let's go, Clover.
Lotus leapt forward. She grabbed Clover by the sleeve and ran for Junpei in the door. Caught by surprise, Santa froze for a moment, then shot forward like a bullet from a gun.
And Betty Hill theme playing over this.
Imagine.
Lotus had a head start, but Santa had the advantage in size and speed. Almost immediately, he passed Lotus and Clover.
No, wait!
Santa did not hesitate.
Ah!
He slammed his hand down on the red. Don't break it.
Why do you even really want to
See,
go that
this
bad?
isn't right!
He glared at Junpei, his chest heaving.
Yeah, well, you may be right,
Junpei's voice was cold, but not without effort.
but
He turned to the red and pulled the lever. With the sound of metal on metal, the door opened. It would only remain so for 9 seconds. There was no time to think.
Go.
Junpei and his 3 reluctant companions jumped into the door's gaping mouth, one after another. No sooner did they enter than an all too familiar noise sounded from their left wrists. The detonators had activated. Junpei looked back only once and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door.
No.
They stood still, stopped where they had been when Santa reached the red. The defeat and desperation on their faces tore at Junpei's heart. Then the door closed, and they were gone.
You son of a bitch, Junpei! This isn't fair!
Santa rounded on Junpei, lightning crackling in his eyes and his knuckles white.
Do you realize what you just did? You leave them out there, and they can't... Shut it! That's enough!
It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but Seven.
gotta find the dead or none of this is gonna matter!
The clock was ticking. The dead was their only chance at survival. Unless they could find it and deactivate their detonators, the 4 of them would be...
We got less than a minute left. No time for screwing around. Get moving. Damn it. You and I are not done yet, bastard.
They scattered and began to scour the room. The deactivation device was nowhere to be found.
Where the hell is it?
Corridors stretched out in 3 directions, but every one was blocked off by a wall of metal. There was only one way out. One other door.
Over there. It's gotta be behind the door.
Seven ran for the door, a rusty iron thing. His large hands grabbed hold of the handle and pulled.
damn, it's pitch dark inside.
Can't see a thing.
Junpei stuck his head through the door and looked around the room.
No, wait.
Almost immediately, he spotted the blinking red light on the right wall.
I found it. The dead's right over here.
He stepped into the room.
Ugh. What? The floor's slippery.
He stopped
God.
and glanced down at his feet. What was...
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
There's something.
Get over there.
Junpei felt Seven's heavy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. The other 3 piled in behind him. They all felt immediately that something was wrong. Nothing that could be easily identified, only a sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there was no time to say so.
Quick! Get to the den!
They all started running. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was the tiny red light, blinking at them over and over and over.
There it is!
In quick succession, they all slammed their hands against the scanner panel. Ugh.
That is covered in blood.
Uh-huh!
Just girly things.
Seven leaned against the wall, gulping air. As his breathing began to return to normal, he glanced at his left wrist and grunted.
It stopped. It stopped.
Seven, you good?
Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the larger man's face.
I don't think I'll ever get used to doing this.
What the?
Puke somewhere else, Santa!
The sound of retching came from Santa's direction.
What the hell is this smell? This is vile. I'm gonna puke.
So desperate had they been in their race to the dead that no one had noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was a terrible, nauseating stench, like burnt and rotten meat. See, I was right! There was a burnt meat smell! Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took.
Oh, you're right. Oh, this is...
He felt his stomach clench and bile rise up in his throat.
Let's get the lights on first. There's a switch over here.
The light that spilled in from the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Slowly, with the toll of the last few minutes apparent in his gait, Seven walked toward it. Ugh. He stopped as he got close and extended his fingers toward the switch.
Okay, guys, I'm flipping it on.
There was a soft click as the lights came on. Just as the light turned on, June took in a short breath, and a scream echoed through the room. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before him.
What?
Hey. Oh, this is...
What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh, torn from the body, sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti.
Back to the Italian food.
Yes, back to the Italian food. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and become stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs, blah
looks
blah
like
blah. Seven's voice was low and strained.
just like the Ninth Man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
It's definitely an open fracture.
It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, blah blah blah.
The face is the worst.
Yeah, you can't even tell who it is.
Half of his head had simply collapsed, blah blah blah. I'm skimming
But the
through
clothes
this.
Is
Familiar
that-
Junpei?
Snake?
Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry.
Oh my god.
Finally, Junpei spoke.
Why did this happen?
Suddenly, June was screaming, her voice broken. It was an eerie scream, full of insanity and not entirely human. She shook her head violently and grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. Junpei could hear the sound of hair tearing.
Stop! calm down.
He grabbed for her wrist,
Hey!
but as he did, June leapt up and ran toward the exit.
Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here!
She screamed at the door, and her fist slammed against it with a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood on her knuckles.
Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this?
June.
She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fists flailed against the door.
Get me out of here! Please! Please, just let me out!
June!
Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arm around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door.
Calm down.
No! Get off of me! Let me go! Let me go!
Please, calm down.
She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst had begun, it was over. The manic energy disappeared, and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. June collapsed toward the floor, and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. Her shoulders shook, and great, hot tears rolled down her face like rain.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be alright, June. It's going to be okay. Connie.
Yeah, about that, Junpei. Her name was a whisper.
I'll be here with you, okay?
She nodded once.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Junpei.
Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. His face was so close to her. The scent of her hair was nostalgic.
Do you feel better?
She's using the same shampoo she used as a kid, apparently.
Yes, but I'd like to stay here. For a little while, at least. Junpei's body is so warm.
Several minutes passed before June's tears had dried. Junpei stood up. He bent down, put his arms under June's, and helped her to her feet. They didn't speak. Neither did Seven or Santa. A person was dead. They had died in that room, in a terrible way. Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them could forget it, but mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead.
We better get to it.
Well, here we go.
Lovely.
Woohoo.
The divider between the stalls on the other side of this wall. No, I don't want to think about that. Those letters written in blood. LLR. Do you think that might be some sort of dying message from
I
Snake?
don't think so.
Yeah,
I think he died right away.
Yeah, don't think the logistics of that work out. Which is interesting to think about in its own right. No, that's impossible. You saw the body. You weren't doing anything after something like that happens to you. Then this... the way the blood's dried tells you it's real old. Whoever's blood this is, it ain't Snake's.
It's ketchup.
Then you're saying this blood was put here a long time ago? Yeah. I see. Wait. An old message written in blood. It says LLR. Alright, let's see if anything happens when I turn you. Nope, nothing. Not even a drop. Is the pipe clogged? Toilet paper with something written on it. It's toilet paper with some kind of red symbols on it. You think maybe that's a Cytale cipher? I've never heard of that. Cytale cipher? What the hell is that? You wrap a piece of paper around a stick and then write several sentences on it so that the whole paper is filled up. Then you unwrap the paper and you can't tell what the original message was, right? That's how it works, more or less. Then to decipher it, you gotta have the stick, or a stick that's the same diameter as the original one. Same diameter as the original one, huh? Yeah. Then you just wrap the paper around that stick and you can read the code. Interesting.
How does he know that, is what I want to know.
He was a cop.
Yeah, but cryptography isn't exactly, like, normal for cops to know.
I mean, so the fact that it's using toilet paper is probably something that inmates use.
Maybe.
I would
Wooden
see it
box.
being something that inmates use to, like, communicate with each other without the, like, guards knowing.
Maybe. Wooden box. There's something in here.
Ooh, Luminol, my friend Luminol.
Luminol!
Yay!
Yay!
What the hell is this thing?
We all
Some kind of
found, like,
spray
in the
bottle?
sky.
There's something written on it. Lumen can't read anything else. The label's all faded. Let me see
Full
that.
severance reference.
He just grabbed it from him. That wasn't very nice. Oh, this is luminol. You know, forensics guys use it at crime scenes. Oh yeah, that stuff glows blue when you spray it on blood. Even if the blood's been wiped off, it'll still glow. Oh. Interesting. Wow.
This music is so funky and I love it.
Yeah. Wait, you don't really think we're supposed to use the luminol here, do you? Yeah, it does seem kind of weird to use it here, but maybe I should try it just in case.
Really laying it on.
The problem is we need a UV light too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine Junpei just standing there staring at it, waiting for something to happen for like a solid 5 minutes.
There's water coming out of the shower head. Let's see if... Shit, that's hot. Really hot. Man, that water must be just about boiling. There's a piece of paper tied to this pipe with a wire. Notice, drainage valve operation. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Looks like the flow of water can be controlled with these handles. We can't put any water through the pipe on the right, though. If we do that, it'll start overflowing from the drain. What if I do it anyways?
How about I do anyway?
Well, now I know that really, really hot water comes out of that shower. Maybe I should just leave it alone for now, though.
Maybe you should wash your hands.
For real.
I know it's just water, but it's better than nothing.
Okay, I'll come back to this later.
Hey, if it's especially hot water, that'll kill anything.
Including his hands.
I already checked all 3 toilets, you know? Nothing unusual there. Okay.
Did you really check them, Santa? Did you really check them really thoroughly?
I'm the
I think we should go
protagonist.
back
I'm
and-
the one who's supposed to investigate things, Santa.
I'm the protagonist. I check the toilets.
Santa's probably just like, alright. You go ahead, man.
Go all Cheryl Mason on it. Okay.
It's a thermometer. Can you get it off? Nope. It's screwed onto the wall. Okay. Light bulb provides light for this room. Okay. Dividing wall that separates the toilets. That's not... What do you think this is? It looks like tar. It's kind of sticky. He touched it! I don't think we can just wipe it off.
Okay.
I doubt just pouring some water on it's gonna help much either. What about hot water? Hot water? If we had some really hot water, like boiling hot, then maybe that would wash it off. Oh, how convenient. Oh. There's nothing in the toilet. If there was, that would be gross. Fair enough. Okay, so boiling hot water. Is there anything I might be able to use that for? Gee, Junpei.
You need a container.
Yeah.
He forgore. He forgore already.
Come on, man. I said I already checked them. What, you don't trust me? No. Jesus, Junpei, I said I checked them all. Doors to the toilet stalls. Santa says he already checked them out. Didn't find anything, apparently. Come on, dude. Oh, hello. It looks like a card. Like a key card. I wonder if we can get to it somehow. Don't
Alright,
think
June,
so.
we're gonna lower you down.
It's too deep. I can't reach it. Bruh. Stack of toilet paper, wooden box, nothing else interesting here. Thick pipe that stretches down from the ceiling. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay, I've sprayed the luminol on the water. What's next? I don't... Oh, hello. Okay. LLRLRL.
Left, right.
Is it a Konami code?
R... L... R... L. Well, I did what it said on the wall. I wonder if it actually did anything.
You unlocked a cheat code, Junpei.
Hey,
Now
this
you can
drain's
clip
acting
straight
up.
through the walls.
What
We're
the
making
hell did
real
you do?
progress on this pork note speedrun.
I need you to know that I put a bowl down on my floor, and my dog has licked the bowl all the way across the floor to the door.
Incredible.
Oh,
I
Buffy.
just messed with the valves a little. Nothing big. Okay, so... No.
What happens when you turn on the shower
Oh,
now?
here we go. There must be water flowing through the pipe on the right. There's water pouring out of the drain.
Oh.
Now I can get the card.
Key card!
There's water
Hooray.
pouring out of the drain. Nothing else interesting here. Boiling hot water. I get it. These letters are positions for the water valves. Yes. Yes, 7. I figured that out. Nothing unusual about this toilet, thank God. There might be something in the tank, you know. Let's open that shit up.
Hello.
The tank where the red card was, nothing here now. It's a water tank for a toilet. I've seen a lot of OC guys try and hide a piece in something like this. Usually for a 187 or something. Guess they think it's clever. Don't know when they'll figure out everybody else thinks it's clever too. Huh? I mean, I know peace, but what's OC? Organized
Original
crime.
character.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I was
original
right.
character, do not steal.
It's because he's a cop that he knows all these things.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that? Some kind of police slang? Huh? Probably? Huh? What'd I say? Why does he look all sad now? It's not really important right now, guys. Let's just check it out, alright? Well, he's not wasting any time. We have a screwdriver.
Maybe you should hold on to that, Junpei.
Which means we can't flush it. Kinda hard to flush a toilet without water. There was something that had... Oh, hang on. Hi. There's stuff here. Junpei reached for the broom, and as he grabbed it, he heard a soft voice from behind him. It was June.
The rabbit hutch.
Huh?
He turned around. June still looked sadly pale, but there was a smile on her face.
Oh, you just reminded me of it. The rabbit hutch, I mean.
How did I remind you of something like that?
Jumpy and the broom. You're always playing around with the broom in front of the rabbit hutch.
I was.
Don't you remember?
Junpei stared at the broom in his hand.
You mean you don't remember that summer either?
She looked very sad. He shook his head.
Of course I remember. How could I forget something like that? It was terrible.
They were in the 6th grade. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. On the final day of school before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept. He rushed to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. He had no idea why until he looked behind her, into the rabbit hutch. The first thing he saw was blood. The hutch was filled with the dead bodies of the rabbits. Even after their teachers and friends came to see what the commotion was, June couldn't stop crying.
I just kept crying and crying until you came over. You held my hand, and you looked very serious, and you said, "Don't cry. I'm gonna catch the person who did this." After you told me that, I finally stopped crying.
Well, the real fun started after you quit crying. You told me we were gonna catch the killer together.
June smiled, and a little of the flush of life returned to her cheeks.
Then we decided that we'd ambush them.
Yeah, I remember.
The school also kept roosters and guinea pigs. Junpei and June had decided the murderer would likely return to finish off the rest of the animals. They would ambush the killer at night. Junpei and June hid behind the hutch at dusk and waited. It was a warm summer night. The quiet sound of crickets whispered through the air. As the sun went down, the stars began to wink at them from the sky. In June's, Akane Karashiki's face, that night was something Junpei knew he would never forget as long as he lived.
But the murderer never showed up. We waited for them all summer vacation, and they never showed up.
Yeah, but the animals didn't get attacked either. I think all that work amounted to something, you know?
He'd felt the same way, but it was good to hear her say it.
Although, you know, if you think about it, we were probably taking on a lot more than we could handle.
What do you mean?
She looked up at him, confused.
Oh, come on, we were just kids. If whoever killed the rabbits had actually showed up, they probably would have had a knife or something. I mean, you must have been pretty worried, right?
I wasn't worried. Because you were there with me.
Aw. She blushed furiously.
Well, you know, no one else wanted to take care of the animals.
Clearly embarrassed, she tried desperately to change the subject.
I was the only one who asked to do it at first.
Yeah, well, boys don't really want to bother with taking care of animals, you know.
Well, yeah, but you asked to do it after I did, didn't you?
If it wasn't the rabbits, they were going to make me do something else. You know how that school was. I figured it'd be better if I was working with somebody who wasn't too much of a loudmouth, right? Somebody who wasn't gonna tell on me if I felt like blowing it off.
That's why you volunteered?
Yeah, it is.
Liar.
He nodded quickly and much too earnestly, and then quickly looked away at something very important.
Really?
Of course.
That hadn't been the reason, of course. He had asked to take care of the rabbits so that he could be near June. But it had been so long ago, he couldn't bring himself to tell her how he'd felt back then. It would be embarrassing. He took a quick breath to clear his head, tossed the broom up, and then snatched it out of the air.
Well, we don't really have time to be walking down memory lane like this, you know? We've got to figure out a way out of this room. Otherwise...
Yes. I'm gonna look over there.
June nodded curtly, then turned and walked away.
I should get back to it myself. Ah! That's right. The pool of blood.
Ugh. Junpei turned around and looked at the room. At Snake's body. Chunks of flesh and organs still lay on the floor.
Going on and on about old times right next to a corpse? What were we doing? Well, maybe it was because we're in this mess.
Despite such a situation, or perhaps because of it, the mind turned to the farthest thing from death that it could find. Still, Junpei couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt at wanting so desperately to live when Snake lay dead before him.
I have to survive, no matter the cost. I need to make sure she gets out too.
As he stared at the clumps of blackened flesh, all Junpei could think of was how much he wanted to live. Yeah, about that.
Locked into the bad ending.
Okay, bucket. Maybe I can use the shower here to fill the bucket with hot water. Hey, 7, could you turn on the shower? I'm gonna put the bucket under the head. Ah, okay, sure thing. Something that looks like tar inside the toilet bowl. If I flush the hot water from the bucket, that should clean it up. Okay, so put the water in here. Alright, so I just pour the hot water into this tank, and looks like you filled it. Now you should be able to flush it, right? There's probably a handle somewhere on the tank that you can pull. You think so? Serious? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Some pipes, they're connected to the tank on the toilet. Alright, let's flush the hot water. Well, there it goes. Just like a toilet should work. 185 equals. That stuff's washed off. Looks like that writing was numbers. See? 185 equals... What is this? You got me. Just looks like some numbers. The dirt we flushed out has settled to the bottom of the bowl. Okay. Now... Was there something else I needed the screwdriver for, aside from, like, maybe something with this? Or maybe that's the broom. I feel like there was something else we needed the screwdriver for, but the thing is, we need screwdrivers for, like, everything. Oh,
yeah,
this.
you like really have to wonder why he doesn't just keep it with him.
Seriously. Okay, here we go.
Hey, Junpei, you know why thermometers only go up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit?
No, I can't say I ever thought about that.
At 107 degrees, the cells in the human body start to die, and the organs begin to shut down. The proteins in your cells start to harden. It's like when you hard-boil an egg. Even if you cool it down afterwards, it won't go back to being a raw egg.
Here's our mandated weird info dump.
And it's from Santa.
In other
Yeah.
words, it's dead. That's why thermometers don't go past 107. There's no point.
Why had Santa brought that up? Junpei wondered.
Oh yeah?
He continued to work at the screw.
But it's pretty rare for a fever to get that high. Even viruses and stuff don't usually drive the body temperature up to 107. Of course, there are other external things that could.
Like what?
Well, let's see. Something like getting locked in a sauna, or getting thrown into an incinerator and burnt to death.
Yeah, I guess that would get a little hotter than 107 degrees Fahrenheit.
Junpei gave a short, barking laugh. A moment later, the screw fell off. With a small tug, Junpei pulled the thermometer from the wall.
All right, I got it!
He looked up and saw Santa glaring at a blank section of wall.
Huh? What's up?
Nothing. Forget about it.
Santa spun around and walked off, away from Junpei.
What was that all about?
But as Junpei watched him go, he didn't look angry. He looked very, very sad. Okay, now let's see here. What if I wrap the toilet paper around the broom? Broom wrapped in toilet paper. Oh, so you wrapped.
This doesn't solve anything. This is just for fun.
Oh, so you wrapped the
This
toilet.
is Junpei time.
Junpei time.
No, so you wrap the toilet
I don't think I want to be around
the
for
broom.
Junpei time.
Looks like the symbols line up perfectly. It says 634 plus. Okay, 634 plus 185 equals
Numbers.
You know what I miss?
I'm doing mental
I
math.
miss
What?
Hang on, what was it?
I miss too.
Yeah.
Although I suppose we have
we're
meat
right
in
next
this
to
room.
Some meat.
Yeah.
So,
Ah, mamma mia.
okay. It says 185 equals on the inside of the toilet bowl. Huh. Oh, you took the thermometer off. It says open at the bottom of the gauge. I wonder what it means. Maybe when it gets that hot, something will open? There's no more hot water. Okay. Yeah, if I can get this hot water on the thermometer, then maybe. Alright, thermometer, let's get this party started!
Okay.
He says.
Yep, looks like that's doing the trick. There goes the gauge. And now it's at the open mark.
This is just what every Uchikoshi protagonist is like. Like, even Mizuki has this trait at times.
It opened. What's this? Looks like there's a piece of paper in here. 957. Okay, so we've got 957.
My chicken.
634.
My chicken laid eggs.
85. Nice.
June, you hussy.
So, yeah. Let's. Hang on. One 185. Yes. I keep like forgetting what's on this.
I had a terrible idea just now. And I doubt it's ever gonna happen. But the music reminded me that I would love Yoko Taro and Uchikoshi to work on a game together.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
That
god.
would be fun.
Talk about insanity that would happen.
That would be so horny. Like,
It would.
so good.
957. Okay, 957, 634, and 185. Nine, 5, 7, 6, 3, 4, 1, 8, 5. 1776. Nothing happens when I press these buttons. Well, it looks like the power's on. I'm wondering what the deal is with those things that say lock up there, though. I think we have to do something else before it's gonna let us enter the password. Maybe we have to disable those two things that say lock first, you know? Looks like the red light is off, and it still says lock.
How many times are you gonna click it?
Oh. Here. The red light's on, Jumpy! And... Great job, Jumpy! Both of the lights are on now. Now you just need to put in the password. Both lights are on. Should be able to enter the password now. What's with these E and C keys? E means enter and C means clear. So after you put the password, hit E. If you screw it up, hit C. 1776.
1776.
Isn't that the year of the revolution?
I don't. I will.
That
whenever it came to
sounds right.
history, I was like,
1776 is the year that the Declaration of Independence was signed in America.
Okay.
yeah, I could never remember when it came to dates and numbers and history. I was terrible at it. I could remember everything else, but dates and times and years
I
completely went
understand.
past me.
Numbers. Outside of the shower room was a hallway that extended off to the left and right.
There's a large iron door at the end.
Let's take a look.
They'd moved a few steps toward the door when Junpei heard the sound of metal on metal.
Huh?
They turned around. Seven was doing something to the door of the shower room.
What are you doing, Seven?
Well, I figure maybe we might want to come back here sometime. So, I stuck the broom in there to keep the door from shutting. Alright, let's go.
With that, he stood up and began walking down the hallway. He brushed past Junpei and kept going. After a moment, the rest of them followed him. Before long, they found themselves at the large iron door. They had only been there for a moment when June spoke up.
Jumpy, look!
He turned. There, on the right side of the hallway, was a piece of paper attached to the wall.
What's up?
What's that on the wall there?
Oh, I think it's...
A map! Junpei ran over and peeled it off.
a map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then. We'll have time to study it later. Let's keep going for now.
Junpei folded the map and stuffed it into his pocket. Back at the door, the four of them lined up in front of it. Santa stepped forward. He grabbed hold of the door and then turned to look back at the rest of them.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
They nodded. Santa nodded back and threw the door open. All four of them leapt through.
What the? You're shitting me.
It took only a moment for them to realize where they were.
We're back.
They had been there only a short time ago. Back at the bedroom! It was the large hospital room filled with countless beds. Lotus and Clover looked up as they entered. Ace was there as well, although he looked as though he had only just woken up.
Clover! Lotus! And Ace! I'm glad you're all okay. Lotus? What are you...
The moment they spotted Junpei, Lotus and Clover headed straight for him. As she neared him, Lotus drew back her hand and slapped him, open-palmed across the face.
Deserved.
How could you
Yeah.
do this to us?
Yep.
Her face was furious. She grabbed Junpei by the collar and shook him violently. Clover didn't touch him, but the hate in her eyes was no less potent. It was Seven who stopped them.
Knock it off. We got bigger shit to worry about right now.
His deep voice echoed across the massive room. Lotus glared at Seven, but let Junpei go after one last vicious shake.
What?
Go have a look. I stuck the screwdriver in the door. That door over there, the one without a number. As long as the screwdriver's there, it can't shut, so you can get in there. There's a shower room past there. I stuck a broom at the door there too. Anyway, go take a look.
Then you're saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door?
Yeah, that's about the size of it.
Wait, what the hell is in there?
You'll know when you see it.
Yeah.
Fine, let's go.
Lotus and Clover looked at one another for a moment, then nodded and stepped through the door. By then, Ace had made his way to them, moving with the stiff, shuffling steps of someone who has only just awoken from a lengthy slumber.
My goodness. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Ace shook his head weakly.
Should I go as well?
Yeah.
Seven nodded.
Very well.
Ace followed Lotus and Clover with his stiff, tired gait. The squeal of tortured metal, blah blah blah. Okay, I think we're possibly... we've got a little bit more before we join back up with that.
Yep.
Or maybe not. I think it's all just the same still. Yeah, it's the same at this point, from the looks of it.
Okay.
Alright,
Well. Now what?
Good question. I think
Yeah,
now
let's-
maybe I turn off the recording and let it play through to the ending again. Because I don't know what else.
I mean,
Or just, like, go back to the home screen. Or-
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know if we're missing anything here if we...
well, I mean, this
Don't
was just to get
bother.
that
Really,
one side
Junpei?
part.
Yeah.
I confess I'm a little disappointed.
It's like, this was just to
Usually you're
get this
rather
stuff
sharp.
over here.
Yeah.
So we could. I
Can
don't
we
know how
do-
long you want to go.
Yeah, I don't want to go, like, too much longer.
It's like almost midnight here.
Yeah. Yeah, we can wrap it up here.
And then next time... So, we only have so much left to do.
Yeah, next
Yeah.
time I guess we're gonna be
And
going
one of
over
those,
here.
one of those things that we haven't done yet is necessary to get the true ending.
One of them.
One of them.
I don't think the
And
true
if
ending
we
even
get-
shows up on the flowchart yet, does it?
I think it does. Let me
Ow.
see. I have it open. Flowchart. Let's see. So we have the knife ending and the submarine ending.
Yes.
We're missing that one, that one, that one. We're missing 4 endings. So yeah, it hasn't appeared yet.
Yeah, 'cause we're only seeing 3 here.
Are
Okay.
which and I'm gonna look at what endings are we missing?
We're missing the one that we get if we haven't done the ending that's necessary for the true ending,
Which is
thing-
the... Hang
which
on.
is
Hang on.
Trying
starts
so
with a
hard to
B.
avoid.
Yeah.
we're also missing the one that starts with A And the one that
Yes.
starts with S that isn't the submarine ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I put in the chat.
No, I think that the true ending is behind one of these doors. Well, I guess maybe technically.
The true ending. The true ending we have not even gone on the correct path for yet.
Okay, so anyways, how do I return to the home screen?
Go to menu, and file, and then save. Or no, not that one. The saving menu. Is save here. Because we still have to like log that we have finished these particular things.
Okay.
I think it gives you the option to quit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Woo!
All right. So
Whoa.
wrapping up
If-
this recording here. I will.
If we
see you all
really,
next
really
time.
lock in next week, we might be able to get through all
Two
of it.
more,
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
all of it,
Yeah.
depending on which ending we get first.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we could just go back and do the bad ending for fun.
Yeah.
The one that doesn't lead to the true ending.
But we do we want to get the one that you don't have all the unlocks for the true ending?
I think that, yeah, I mean, I think that would be. I mean, we'll just let.
We'll see how
We'll
it
just
goes.
do whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will see you all next time.